Hey, all you beautiful, brilliant writers out there. Are you ready for day 3 of the Ready, Set, Write Your Book Challenge? I'm America's book coach, Elizabeth Ann Atkins, and I'm here for day 3 of this experience over 4 days where you learn what you need to know to write, publish, and promote your book. My goal is to be your cheerleader and your teacher with the experience of writing and publishing dozens of books here at Two Sisters Writing and Publishing, and I'm on a mission to help you finally make your book dreams come true. So today is day 3, and we're talking about the mechanics. On day 1, we talked about getting your strategy together so you really crystallize what you're doing, knowing your why, your intention, and your target audience. If you missed days 1 and 2, please go to the videos that are labeled days 1 and 2 alongside this one so that you too can understand the foundation that we've already laid. Now, yesterday was very important because we talked about mindset that you need to truly believe in yourself to make this huge accomplishment a reality. So today, we're going to talk about the mechanics, the methodologies that you need to actually do the work to create a structure, a framework to make it happen. So again, I am going to share a brief presentation that's going to give you some nuggets of guidance that are going to help you with your book. I want to share real quick. I started late today because I had a technical challenge. Now, this is symbolic. Writing a book is a huge job. Life happens, delays occur. That is part of it, and you have to roll with it. So rather than get angry, upset, whatever, I'm like, okay, I'm going to get on. It's going to be recorded. People are going to see it, and it's going to help people. And I'm going to not be discouraged. I'm going to persevere and do what I need to do regardless. So please have that attitude when you're writing, because life will happen, especially during the pandemic. There's been so many unexpected things occurring, and we just have to roll with it. But when you have that goal where there's a will, there's a way, and you can make it happen. So I'm here to encourage you. Another thing is I'm a fitness fanatic, and you must work out. I must work out. I must follow my healthy regimen, eat healthy, exercise, and all that good stuff, and take care of my spiritual hygiene through meditation and journaling and all the things that I do. Same commitment applies to writing a book, and working with a trainer makes me have better workouts and better results. That's why I'm so committed to you as America's book coach, because I know when you have that person that you're accountable to, who's pushing you, cheering you on, guiding you, teaching you, that's how you get the magic to happen. So I'm here for you to do that. So let's start with the mechanics and the methodologies that you need to write your book. So let's share my screen here so that you can see what you need to know. All right. As I've said, this is the Ready, Set, Write Your Book Challenge. It's 4 days, and the goal is to rev you up to write your book in 6 months. So right now, let's talk about the mechanics. To build a book, you need a blueprint. Just like if you were going to build a house, you need a blueprint. You want it to be solid. You want it to last. You want it to have a strong foundation. And that's what we are going to do. So let's create the blueprint for your book. Here are some basics to start with. Obviously, if you work one-on-one with me or in my group coaching session that starts in November, where you can write your book in 6 months, obviously, I'm going to help you get more detail and hammer, nail, boards, electricity, plumbing, all that stuff you need for the book. So let's do it. So for now, let's talk about time, because as I just talked about, time is a major issue for most people who have busy lives and big agendas to write a book. So what you need to do is just start. And so pick a publication date. I often tell the aspiring authors that I work with, pick a publication date that's relevant to either you or your book topic. So for example, if your book is about mental health, you want to launch your book during Mental Health Month or Mental Health Week or some specific day marking a specific mental health issue that you're writing about, because it's a marketing tool. People in the media are going to be looking for topics to cover to correspond to mark that day. So what you want to do is launch your book during that phase when the media is looking for that topic. Or say, for example, your book is about women's heart health. Well, Go Red Day is February 5th every year by the American Heart Association. So it's a logical day to launch your book because the media is going to be wanting to cover that topic. Likewise, if you are writing about surviving breast cancer, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It's a done deal. You're going to get some media coverage. There can be events where you can be the speaker. You can have book signings at events. You can have seminars, workshops, tell your story. So start thinking now, what is the relevant topic that there's either some national day of, week of, or month of celebration? If you have, so for example, a Christian book, launching it around Easter or Christmas would be really good. If you have a Jewish book that relates to religion, Hanukkah, Passover, Yom Kippur, pick a date, a holiday that is relevant to your book. If you have a women's empowerment book, March 8th is International Women's Day. March is Women's History Month. So start thinking in those terms. You can also make it more personal to you. It could be a work anniversary, the anniversary of the business that you started. You want to be celebrating that way. You can also make it your birthday. I mean, it could just be, if it's your memoir, it could be your birthday. It could be your wedding day. If you're celebrating, if your book is about relationships, you could talk about May and June are peak wedding season. So you could have it come out then. The sky's the limit, and it's all about your decision. In addition to selecting a publication date, you need to decide how to publish. If you go with one of the big 5 publishers, they're going to pick your publication date, which will probably be 18 months to 2 years after you sign the contract, which means you had to find a literary agent first to actually land a book deal with a big publisher. That's a whole nother topic, but we're going to talk about publishing tomorrow. Publishing and promotion is day 4 of the Ready, Set, Write Your Book Challenge, because you really need to know where you're going before you embark on this journey. And your publishing option choice is really important as you proceed. Because, for example, if you want to get a literary agent and a big 5 publisher, you need a book proposal for a nonfiction book. So writing a book proposal is a whole nother task that you have to do in order to make that happen. And we'll talk about that tomorrow. So for now, decide how you want to publish. Your main choices are self-publishing, which you could do today on Amazon. You could also work with an independent publisher, which is a small version of the big 5 publishers, and they pay you, they purchase the rights to your book to publish. And then you just hand over your manuscript, they pay you, and then they publish, they do the book cover design, they do the editing, they do everything, distribution, don't have to worry about anything. And that's really, if you're fortunate enough to get a book deal like that, go for it. Most people are not that fortunate. And that's why there's other options available, such as self-publishing and hybrid publishing, like we do here at Two Sisters Writing and Publishing, which is a cross between the two. You pay us to provide all the services that a big publisher would do for you, or that you would have to do yourself in self-publishing. So it's very beneficial to take the headache out of your hands, and we handle it because we've done it dozens of times for lots of different types of books. So decide how you want to publish, do a little research, look around, ask around anybody who's been through the different steps, different types of publishing, and find out what works for you. So once you have established your publication date, say it's next July, or if you're with a publisher, you have to get an agent and they shop it. So the timeline is really up in the air until you secure a deal. Then you need to evaluate your schedule to carve out the writing time to write the book. So the way you can figure that out is time yourself writing. The way you time yourself writing is there's 2 different ways you need to do this. The first one is just writing straight. Okay, so for example, if you're writing your memoir, or if you're writing a business book that you don't need to research because it's your expertise, just do straight writing and time yourself for 5 minutes. Okay, time yourself for 5 minutes, just straight writing, like boom, download, here's my information, here's how I want to say it. And it's the first draft. I heard a third grade teacher call it your sloppy copy. Your rough draft is your sloppy copy. You just like get it out. Okay. Just get it out. Just write for 5 minutes and straight writing. Okay. Without having to reference any materials, and time yourself there. Okay. And calculate what that would equate to an hour, but also add in a bathroom break, a water break, or whatever you need. And then that's going to give you how many words per hour you can actually do straight writing. Next, you need to time yourself writing with referencing. So when you're weaving in research, statistics, quotes, you have to go online and look something up. Time yourself, say 10 minutes doing that. It's far more time consuming and far less productive in terms of word count. So you need to know if you have massive amounts of your book that require this kind of cross-referencing and processing content and weaving in statistics, etc., it's going to take you longer to write. So you need to know both, because your whole book is going to be a combination of the two. So calculate that and just get a grasp on how long it takes you to write. Now, you also need to reverse engineer how many pages you intend your book to be, or how many words you intend your book to be. You need to research your genre to find out how many words typically are in a romance novel, how many words are typically in a how-to business book, how many words are typically in a memoir. Words, it's more accurate to go with a word count because the formatting can skew the page count just depending on the font size and the font that you use. So go with a word count, calculate, research, decide, set a goal. Okay. And then reverse engineer how many hours a week you need to write to meet your book completion or publishing date. So if you are writing, say, a book that's 100,000 words, and you're going to need to calculate how long is it going to take you to write 100,000 words. Now, also you need to calculate in here editing, and if you sell it to a publisher, they'll do the editing. However, if you self-publish, you need to get a freelance editor to make certain your grammar, punctuation, and everything is perfect before you set it to typeset with a graphic designer. So make sure you calculate in your editing time, which can take months. When you get an editor, you need to definitely get somebody who refers you to someone they trust, that they've used, who's reliable, and who will get the work done in a timely manner, because it can just be a complete time warp. Something happens with books. Like I said, life happens, and then you just want to stay on top of your project, and you want people on your team who are going to do the same. Okay, so you need to reverse engineer. And what this does is require you to look at your schedule. You need to look, now this is real serious. You need to look at your schedule and decide where and how can I cut out some time, carve out some time for my writing. Now, think about the time you waste. Everybody does it on the phone, texting, surfing the internet, watching TV, watching Netflix, doing whatever, not getting anything productive done. If you notice, like maybe even track your minutes, I do this sometimes to see where I'm, just like if you track your budget, track your spending, you see where you're spending extra money. You should track your time and see where can I cut some time out. When I was writing my first novel, I was a full-time reporter at the Detroit News, full-time job. I was planning a wedding, but I decided I was obsessed with writing my book. So I wrote on my lunch hour. I got up hours early, like 5 a.m. to write before I went to my job. I decided on the weekends I'd rather stay home and write than go to a movie or whatever, do something fun. But when you sacrifice for what you want, you achieve your goals. So so it's really important to do that. So yeah, so you have to make sure that you schedule time and cut out time that you you need to figure out the best time to write your book. So let's get back to the PowerPoint here. Let's see. Here is, now we've just talked about time. Now let's talk about your outline. This is truly the blueprint for your book. You need to review the summary sentence that you did on day one. The summary sentence on day one is your why, your intention, and your target audience. Please go watch the video for day one so that you can understand. I had you do a little exercise where you can write out this sort of guiding light, this North Star for your book, which you must print and post so that you can see it and stay focused on that. And then what you need to do, just like in English class back in school, is write an outline. You might not like writing the outline right now, but start with your chapters, the titles, the content. Don't worry if the titles aren't perfect, but then flesh them out. You can go with the old school, one, Roman numeral 1, all that stuff. Or you can just do bullet points, whatever works for you. I love color coding content. So you can color code each chapter, you can color code each section. And the more intricate your outline, the easier your work is going to be. Think about when you leave the house and you're going to go GPS somewhere, they give you the blow by blow, turn by turn. Okay, that's what you want your book outline to be. It is your roadmap from starting point of idea to completed written book. So think of it like that, and whatever work you're putting in at the beginning, which might seem like a lot, it's going to save you time, energy, money, and brain work along the way. Okay. So flesh it out as much as possible, with the subsections and references. In addition, if you have quotes, permissions, questions, photos, graphics, and such that you want to insert, put those in your outline as well, so that you have these marked points, and do them in color coding, highlight in yellow, pink, blue, whatever. Make it real easy to understand. Now, in addition, as you write your outline, you want to decide, is someone going to write your foreword for you? Your foreword is the sort of endorsement that someone else, hopefully who's prominent in your field or the world, writes as an endorsement for your book. So for example, one book that we published, The Making Point by Master Sergeant Cedric King, a U.S. Army veteran who lost his legs in Afghanistan. He wrote an amazing book. We wrote his book with him. It's called The Making Point, and he had two forewords, one by Howard Schultz, the former CEO of Starbucks, and also Gary Sinise, the actor who has a Veterans Foundation that helps wounded warriors. So he had two forewords. He also had a number of testimonial quotes about him from people such as Montel Williams and all kinds of other amazingly prominent people who believe in his cause and his mission. So start thinking now about who will write your foreword. If anyone, it's not required. And if you want any review quotes, because now is the time to start soliciting those requests. So your outline is your blueprint. Think of it like that. Think of it as your roadmap. Think of it as an imperative part of writing. Yes, you can sit down and write your book. Just start from, this is my book, I'm going to start writing. Go for it. But if you want to save time, energy, and write the most efficient, impactful book, you need an outline. Next, here's another part of that's really, really important. It's the mechanics of you, because you're the machine, you're the human machine that's actually creating this book. So your lifestyle and rituals around your writing can rev your brain and body into your genius zone. In order to do that, you need to exercise, eat healthy, hydrate, sleep, and attain work-life balance, which means have fun. It means enjoy your life. Don't spend all your time working, although once you get into your book, you might want to just spend all your waking hours doing it. And if you do, just go for it, because you will get it done. I was like that. I finished my first novel in 4 months because I was obsessed while I was working full-time and planning a wedding. So go for it. But you really, really need to treat your body, fuel your brain and your body so that you can do your most genius writing. You also need to exercise your mind and your body, because I find some of my best writing occurs after a great workout or after yoga, meditation, calming the body, clearing the mind, and then just getting into that divine voice within, that genius zone where you're thoughts just pop and your energy is super high. And you should also know your best writing time. So whether that's when you first wake up, some people write in the middle of the night. They like the silence and stillness, knowing the world is asleep and they're up creating. Some people like to write real early in the morning. You need to know your writing rhythm, when you have the best brain energy and the best time blocked out to do the writing. You also should create an inspiring space. That space should beckon you to come write, whether it's at the kitchen table and in an office, in a closet, in your car, at a coffee shop, whatever works best for you. Know what that is and experiment. Some people like silence and stillness. Some people like blasting music. Some people like aromatherapy and all kinds of extra things that help them enhance the writing experience. So what you need to do is know what's best for you. So these are some tips on the mechanics of writing. And here's something to acknowledge. Writing a book is hard. You should get help. Whether you join a writing group, have a writing partner, an accountability partner who's also writing, whether you're in an official critique group, whether you work with a book coach, I would be delighted to help you. Please visit americasbookcoach.com to learn all the ways that I can help you write your book. You can email me, elizabeth@americasbookcoach.com, if you have questions. And I want to leave you with this question. What if you could end 2022 with your published book in your hand, touching people around the world? That is exciting. That should give you some motivation to get started right now. So I hope you can watch days 1 and 2, apply what you learned to 3, and tune in for day 4 tomorrow at noon live here on our YouTube channel or wherever you're watching from. And then finally, think about this. What if another year goes by and you still haven't written your book? You have the power to invest the time, the energy, and the resources to make this book dream come true, and I can help you. So I hope you got a lot out of this. Please drop me a comment, email me. I really want to know how this challenge is going for you. Are you learning? Do you feel inspired? Do you feel motivated? Have I given you a boost of confidence that yes, you can do this? Yes, you can write this book and be a positive, powerful influence on the world. It's all about mindset, which yesterday's program was so important. Please tune in and watch about the mindset. Because if you have a defeated attitude or self-sabotage or procrastination or blocks that are stopping you from writing your book, it will never get done. You can learn all you need to know, take 10 conferences about writing a book, seminars, whatever. You won't get it done until you know what's been blocking you until now. It's a huge portion. The psychology of writing a book is very important. You need to understand yours. So I'm here to boost that mindset for you. So please go over to americasbookcoach.com and read about all the different ways that I can help you. If you're a woman, I'm having a Every Goddess Needs Her Own Book free masterclass on Wednesday, October 27th at 5 p.m. Eastern time, and you can sign up at americasbookcoach.com. That's Every Goddess Needs Her Own Book. And I'm teaching women how to write a book for their business, coaching, speaking, helping other people, telling your story in a memoir, even writing a novel, whatever kind of book you want to write. I've done it and I want to help you with it. So please hop over to americasbookcoach.com, sign up for the Every Goddess Needs Her Own Book free masterclass on Wednesday, October 27th at 5 p.m. Eastern. And also check out day 1, day 2, day 3, and tomorrow, day 4 of the Ready, Set, Write Your Book Challenge. I also want to help you write that book in 6 months. So when you go to americasbookcoach.com, look at how I can help you write that book in 6 months. We start November 4th. You are ready because you are here. So let's do this. I wish you the best. Please follow me on Twitter at Elizabeth Atkins. I'm also on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I'd love to hear from you. And so I will see you in the next video for day 4 of the Ready, Set, Write Your Book Challenge. And